Up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Steve Rhodes coming to you live from, that's what I do when I do the 1 p.m. update. I'm a little bit mixed up out there, but welcome to the July 17th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I am your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary day, an extraordinary weekend, an extraordinary life. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, sometimes we get hit across the top of the head, but it does mean that we can find the gift in every set of circumstance. Sometimes you got to get hit across the head in order to be able to see that gift out there. So that's a beautiful thing. And I'm just totally mixed up out here. So why don't we go ahead and begin the show out here on, of course, what is Fantastic Friday. And, of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now we got the mixed market out here. You got the Dow trading back 45 points. Let's get the charts up here. Dow's off 45, trading at 26,688. No damage or anything out there. The S&Ps are up 6. The Russell is up 8. The NASDAQ 100 is up 8. The semis are up 10. New York Stock Exchange 40. Wilshire 75, and so on and so forth. Spot volatility well below that 50-day exponential moving average. That's always we'll call it, not always, but it is an important signal because it does tell us about the liquidity inside the market. I'm not talking about Fed liquidity. I'm just talking about general liquidity out there. If we take a look at gold, she's up $10 and silver's up 17 pennies, whereas light sweet crude is back 15 centaroonies. Natural gas is back just a bit, and the 30-year Treasury down 12/30 seconds, trade out of 179.27. Lead the charge to the upside. You've got Intuitive Surgical up $39 or 6.5%. You've got Quidel Corp up $22, Novavax up 20, BlackRock is up 20, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals 17. So some movers to the upside, some shakers to the downside. That is Amazon off $33, followed by Netflix at 35, Booking Holdings 20, Domino's Pizza on sale today, down $15 or nearly 4%, and Mercado Libre is off $7. So where do we want to begin? I'll tell you where I do want to begin. Of course, first, I would love to hear from you. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. And if you can't call in, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. But inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, there were some questions, just a few questions I think I did not get to yesterday. Well, I know I didn't get to them yesterday. I promised to get to them today. And I like to keep my promises. The problem is, I put all that stuff on a sheet of paper and I deleted it or something. Well, my system reset overnight. That's what it was. And apparently I hadn't saved it. So if you did send in a question from yesterday, my apologies, but resend it today. Send it early out there, and I'll be happy to get to your specific instrument. But, what we do here on the show is we really talk about tops and bottoms and support and resistance. And I do try to simplify it as much as I can. And a great example of this will be Netflix. So let's take a look at Netflix. I had posted some things after the show inside the Tiger's Den because some folks had mentioned, hey, Netflix is coming out with earnings, wonder what it's going to do, up or down, or what have you. And what I posted inside the den out there, let folks know the following. So here, let's take a look at the chart. So here's what we know. A couple trading sessions ago, what Netflix did, so this is before the earnings came out. So I'll give you the exact date in case you're just listening to us on your mobile and you're not watching the charts out here. But on July 13th, you had a big spike to the upside inside of Netflix, ended up selling off. That's not really what's important. What's important was the bar count. That was bar count number 8, and that did complete a TD9 count top. The following day was bar number 9. So you got a valid topping pattern out there. Remember, the first level of support, well, it depends on where the profiles are at, but your first levels of support are either going to be profile levels or at least Stevie's green line. Well, in the case of Netflix, as we take a look at it, price was trading with inside that profile. And so that's what I provided to folks was, hey, you've already got a topping signal out here. This is a bullish structured profile. The center line, which is at 495.49, is much closer in proximity to the bottom, which is at 485 versus the top at 535. So I gave those parameters out there. Now, again, Netflix had closed yesterday about 5.25, something along those lines. And bullish structured profile. Now, in the overnight, so when they released numbers, price was trading below the bottom of that bullish structured profile. There's always a lot of wacky things that can transpire in the overnight or the pre-market hours out there, so you always want to be careful. And then the final support level inside of Netflix would be 454. But right now, what held is what was supposed to hold. So Netflix is not a damaged stock or anything along those lines. It is pulled back to a version. A version? You're kidding me, Steve-O. Now you're going to talk about versions? It's not a version, but it's not the breakout level. So I caught myself there. The breakout level was that TD9 count breakout area. I'm trying to get back here to the 3 time frames, but it did pull back to another level of support. So that's the proper way to state that. And a strong area of support, which is 485.51. Now, if price did close below 485.51 out here, in fact, what's the volume today? Let's turn that on. So you got big volume. And Tom would tell you with the big volume, and this is volume coming off the top, that this thing is going to get crushed and move lower. Now, I don't know if he would say that or not. I'm just kind of paraphrasing here. And if he would, say that, well, here's what you now know. You know that price is pulled right back to support, right back to that 485.51, volume or not. But if price does close below that, then we know where it's headed to, and that's that 454 area. That is the TD9 breakout. But what you need to know right now, for as damaged as maybe some people think it is, all price has done is pulled back to support 485.51. So I won't belabor that, but the only reason to labor it, so to speak, is because this is what you and I talk about all the time. And it's just so important because then it helps you to understand what the markets are doing. Look, you, me, no one can really prognosticate exactly what these markets are going to do in the next minute or the next moment or the next day or the next hour out here. But what we can do, and this is the beauty of it, you and I have a competitive edge. As far as I know, a competitive edge, a competitive advantage is a really good thing to have. Knowing ahead of time where support and resistance levels are allow you to make an educated decision with some good probabilities out there. And knowing where those bullish or bearish structured profiles are muy importante. Speaking of profiles out here, we've got one that's trying to form in the ES. It is no longer on my screen out there, so not sure. But the new profile that is trying to form out here is the one inside the Dow Equity Future contract. The top of that box is 26,886. Subscribers out there, I don't know if the bottom has moved, but then you saw that in the newsletter this morning. The bottom or support is 26,178. So what does that mean, Jelly Bean? Well, we know that the Dow has a topping pattern in place out here. Well, how do you know that? Well, let's just say, how do I know that? Well, here, let me just put the Dow cash in to see, even though we're taking a look at the futures contract, a TD9 count top is in place for the Dow on the cash indices. So it's got a topping pattern in play out here. We know that the spot volatility index, as I had mentioned to you, is below its 50-day exponential moving average. That's good for the S&P 500 out here. So the S&P wants to move higher. Maybe the Dow does too. And the Dow to where? 26,886. But more important than that, change in trend signal in the Dow will only take place with a close below 26,178. Now, that number might change on Monday, but that's the number as of 1:14 in the afternoon on Fun Day Friday. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Jones 64, S&P is up a couple of points out there. Thank you, Wayne, for resending me a email here. So, Wayne, yesterday had asked, well, I don't know if this is the same questions from yesterday, but Wayne is asking about Tesla and Shopify. So, the message says, wanted your thoughts on Tesla's range for today and next week and range for Shop for this month, buy points and sell points. And Wayne's not asking for very much, is he? Look, we'll give you what the charts are communicating to us right now as we take a look at the 3 time frame charts here for Tesla in relationship to where price is trading and their market profiles above the daily, above the weekly, and above the monthly. So it says, hey, it's got freedom to run. However, not so fast. Right? Not so fast because we've got to go check to see were there any topping patterns or are there any topping patterns that are forming out here. In fact, that in essence is what Wayne was asking, or at least what Stevie is going to provide Wayne. And so voila, we take a look at Tesla, and it made its high about 4 or 5 days ago. Is it any surprise to you that when it made its high, it was with a TD9 count? Probably not. But that's what it did on July 13th. So there you go. You got your TD9 count. Now that's your topping pattern. And just like we took a look at inside of Shopify, we can take a look at through every other indice, future contract. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what time frame. You and I are going to repeat the same thing. And I know this gets boring for you, but this is a good boring. I hope to bore the heck out of you, because what that means is you will then have learned these tools, and they will assist you. And that's the beauty. So, Wayne, we know that resistance now is at the high from July 13th. And that was one of the things that you were asking about, because a valid topping pattern, not a bearish reversal candle or anything, doesn't need to be. That is your resistance level. And that is the high from July 13th. That high, by the way, let me see if I can get that number for you. It is $17.94.99. Now, when you get a high, all the sellers have the ability to do is push price back to support. We never know whether price is going to break through support or not. In this case here, we know that it's above the daily, top of its profile out there. So no level of support has been broken. What's another level? It's called Stevie's Green Line, 1481. So you're asking for, now I can't give you a buy area. Well, if you want to know a buy area inside of the Tesla, you'd say it'd be 1481, Stevie's green line. But the reason that I would pause on that, Wayne, is because you've got a valid topping pattern. And this is just simply a fight between bulls and bears. And I don't know which side is going to be able to win. But if you're asking me right now, Tesla hasn't broken down, and your range is between, we'll call it 1481 and whatever that number was that I gave you at the high from July the 13th out there. So that's what Tesla is doing. You also asked about Shopify. SHOP is the ticker symbol. So let's get that going on these charts here. It'll take a minute for that system to go figure out all of Stevie's tools for the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly time frame. But while it's doing that, let me come over here where all it needs to do is figure out the profile level. So in Shopify, you've got price trading, Wayne, in between support and resistance on its daily profile, and that's 887.14 and 944.58. Let me get rid of this here on this weekly, clean this up a tad. Can we? Come on, get rid of this. What do you got? There we go. In the case of Shopify for the weekly basis, it's above all resistance, a bearish structured market profile, and it's above the monthly time frame out there. So what's the daily telling us? You were looking for ranges. The range right now is between 887.14 and 944.58. Let's pull over my other charts. Was there a top? Is there a breakout level so that we can assist Wayne? Yes, there is. There was a, well, it was trying to generate a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. It has not confirmed that. No bearish reversal candle. And you've got breakout support at 873.24. So your range to the upside or support is 873.24. And I'd say to the that's to the downside. Did I say upside? That's the downside support level. So it's between 873 and 887. As far as resistance now, look, the daily chart is going to be 944.58. If price can get above that, then you're back or potentially back to the prior highs out there. So, Wayne, thanks for writing back in. I hope that helps you out with regard to Shopify and what we're looking at for the, well, at least for the present time period out there. We've got a request out here from Mike S. Mike writes in, can you confirm that a close today over 26,315 on the Dow and 144.66 on the IWM will trigger your awesome Stevie Perseverance Rhodes momentum indicator on the weekly time frame? Oh, my goodness. Would you take the trades despite weakness in the SPY and the NQ? Weakness in the SPY and the NQ. So what are you thinking of going long? Is that what, Mike? So, Mike, what I'm going to do is first so you're asking about a weekly time frame chart here for the Dow. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Let me pull over. You're asking for the Dow now. Well, here, I can probably answer this. You're saying a close above 26,315. First of all, the important resistance level inside the Dow, Mike, is going to be 27,580.21. So that's your key resistance level. Price is trading above Stevie's green line, so it's got its valid topping pattern. We had talked about that earlier. That was the TD9 count. Price is above Stevie's green line at 26,540. And you're talking about 26,315. So I don't know where the 26,315 number is coming from, but that's okay. It doesn't matter, Mike. I want to answer your question. What this means, how you interpret this, is so the green line tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero. That's bullish. Those are bullish conditions. Yet we also have a valid topping signal. So this is very much like a tug of war game, and we know where the battle. This is Battleship, right? Used to play that game Battleship. You Sunk My Battleship, or Risk, or any of those games out there. Great games, or I used to think they're great games. But get back to here's the risk reward. You've got to use that high, that TD9 count high, as your resistance level, and your support is 26,540. And I don't know that it really justifies, other than some type of intraday trade, in which case you wouldn't even be asking me about the Dow and these numbers out here. We'd be looking at some type of 30-minute chart or 60-minute chart or something along those lines out there. So, even though I can't get back to your numbers here in the Dow, what I want to do is, is there a momentum indicator on a daily time frame? No, there's not. And the level that you gave me for the weekly, I don't even have to go look at a weekly chart. I know that price point that you gave me, no, not there. So now that's, again, taking a look at the daily time frame. Now, just in case, I don't know, are you speaking about a short-term time frame like the Dow Equity Future Contract or something like that? I don't know, but just in case you are, Stevie's going to go over there and take a look at it for you. So we're going to look at really it's going to bring over my opening range chart, which also has got a bunch of tools out here. It's got your TD9 counts, your Chapman wave counts, your Rhodes momentum indicator signals, and voila, we see none out here. We don't see anything. Price is just trading on a 30-minute basis between support, its breakout level, 26,545, and resistance, the high of the session so far that took place earlier this morning. That level, by the way, is 26,724. So nothing gets close to any of the numbers that you were using out there. So I hope that helps you out. But you also asked me to take a look at the IWM. So let's go look at it. And I'll specifically do the IWM, even though it'd be easier for me to pull up the Russell 2000, the actual indice. But that's okay. You asked, and you shall receive. So let me get that stock chart populated. Let me, just for the heck of it, put the IWM, take a look at daily, weekly, and monthly profile levels out here. You're going to see the Russell 2000 just trying to get back inside its daily profile. Its level of support out there, Mike, is 146.60. Resistance is between 151.69 and 153.39. But you'd have to say counter trend rally would say the IWM stops at 148.10 or doesn't close above that level. That's the bottom of its monthly profile. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the IWM for Mike S. out here. We'll just pull over the daily time frame chart. And what this shows is, so if there's a Gartley sell pattern. If we were to draw that in, I could draw it in out here for you. So why don't I just draw it in? It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be close. Well, we'll see if I've got enough data out here. Yeah, okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and draw the pattern in. This is the one. So here's your Gartley sell pattern. You've got an A to B equals CD. There's many A to B equals CD patterns to the upside inside of the Russell 2000. So there's your top, the actual high out here or resistance, Mike, which I think is one of the things that you were asking about. See if I can actually get it for you. It's going to be 153.39 out there. So you've got a valid topping pattern. Price pushed its way down to support, which was its breakout level, 130.06. So nothing has been broken here. It is when that level gets closed below. Should that level get closed below 2 sessions in a row, that's going to be the signal we're headed back to March, or at least it is headed back to March. But right now, price is trading above Stevie's green line, 144.76. It's a green line, so therefore it is bullish. So here, the IWM, you're struggling. You're fighting with both a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern out there. So I don't know. It sounded to me like from reading your question, you wanted to go long. Well, if you go long, you know where resistance is at, and you've got to do the reward risk on that for your trade. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. If you need me to clarify anything, please go ahead and write me back. Write me back. Whew. Just flunked grammar school, as you can tell. Let's see if Ray is going to maybe help me out here with my grammar. Ray in Sarasota. Ray, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Are you good at grammar?
Got a question? I beg your pardon?
Are you good at grammar?
Yes, fairly well.
Perfect. Okay, well, you can help me out because I seem to be butchering the English language today, but I'll do my best to not butcher it while we're taking a look at, is it FireEye that we're going to look at?
Yeah, I've got 2 stocks, but that's the first one, FireEye. I've got a position, and I'm trying to figure out how far up it can go.
What was your target? Did you have a target when you got into this?
I thought somewhere around 15.
Somewhere around 15. Okay, so you're at 13.04, so you're almost there. Now, here's what you'd love to see today. You'd love to see it today and then on Monday as well. And then a daily time frame, the resistance level, the top of its profile, where sellers reside, is being taken on right now as we speak. That level is 12.98. You're trading at 13.04. Volume today, about 5 million shares. Last time it was up, trying to take a run at that resistance level, it had 9 million shares. So you're up with lighter volume. I don't care. I do care, but as long as price closes above resistance, that 12.98, that looks good. Now, you want to see 2 closes above it so that it's not like a one-hit wonder out there. So that's what you're going to be looking at. Now, if that occurs out here, there's 2 other price levels. And then we switch from the daily over to the weekly. And on the weekly, we can see that price is trading within its very large bearish structured profile. Nonetheless, the buyers and sellers on the weekly profile are sitting at 15.20. So you get the winner chicken dinner because you said 15 was your target. And if there's a close above 12.98 today and on Monday, I'd say you're on your way. But I'd throttle it back just slightly, and I'd throttle it back to 14.84. And 14.84 is the bottom of its monthly profile. So I see your 15, and I raise you 14.84. How's that? Now let me go take a look at the other charts out here. Just let me see if there's any kind of topping signal or anything for you to be concerned with inside of FireEye. And on the daily basis, the answer is no. I don't see anything there. So this is suggesting that it's really all about that TAS market profile out here. On the weekly, this topped with a TD9 count the week of June the 12th, but price just pushed back and tested support. It happened to be Stevie's red line. It's the same line. It just has a different meaning when it's red or green. Nonetheless, it bounced off of that, so that is still bullish out here. So, yeah, I see your 15 or 14. I'd say that 14.84 level is what I would be watching. Okay, any questions on the charts that we just took a look at for FireEye?
Nope. That's very helpful, and it kind of supports what my thinking was.
I love it. So now the next one is a Nerf ball, NSRPF. That's the only thing I can come up with. What is NSRPF?
Nova Resources. It's an Australian gold company.
Got it. Okay. So tell me what you're doing here and how I can help.
I have a significant position at significantly lower prices, but I think it's got a good long-term future ahead of it. But I'm looking right now to maybe get up close to that $4 area.
So, the last time that Novo Resources was up in this area, and I'm going to take you back to December 30th, 2019, on a weekly basis, you were up at 307. And, and that had volume there of 574,000 shares. You're up there this week. Well, last week you were pushing with 885, so it's pushing volume, saying you tested again. You have tested again. It was this week, 700,000 shares so far. So it is trying to break through that level, but you're really up at resistance, double topping type resistance. Let me just expand this out just a tad. So if you can clear that area again, by the way, is the high is going to be 307. That's what you're looking for. Then you've got a free run to the upside. The daily profile. You've got a daily profile with support at 275, resistance at 290, but it's really been chopping around in that area. Let me pull over my other charts out here. Now, the monthly looks good. So the monthly kind of supports the so-called run higher, but just know that you're at a resistance level. Now, you said you're in at levels far below where it's trading. How much heat are you willing to endure to hang on to this?
50 cents anyway, at least.
50 cents. Okay. All right. So in the event that this starts closing lower, I don't have a topping signal out here, but, support is support. And so if you see two close below 275, that could be suggested to move back to $1.94. And that's outside your 50-cent range out there. So, now 230 might be in about that range. That would be the top of the weekly profile. Now, I don't have any signal to suggest that, but I wanted to at least provide that for you. One of the reasons I want to provide that for you is price is running into resistance at Stevie's green line on the daily time frame. Let me flip over to the weekly time frame chart for you, see what we see, because that's the one that's really giving us the bummer. All right. So not exactly what we wanted to see out here. And that is, So not only did we see that double top, 298 happens to be the price point where there was a TD 9-count breakdown level. And last week we could see price hit it, rejected it. This week so far it's doing the same. Ideally, it's only 3 pennies, but these are 3 very important pennies out here. You want 4, because you'd like to see it close at least 299, a close above that resistance level to tell you that there's a breakout. Now, it's not like it's bearish or anything, but when we originally talked about that tug of war, now we can really see that tug of war on my screen objectively out here. We can also see that my red line turned green, and that suggests price and it should catch up to each other. That's the weekly time frame chart, and that's currently at about 252 out here. So you may get that kind of a pullback into that 250-ish range. That's what I see when I take a look at what buyers and sellers are communicating to us and its patterns out here.
Yep, I see it's been struggling in the last few days. In fact, I took a little bit off the table today, but it was kind of an insignificant amount of shares. But yeah, I'm a little nervous about the difficulty it's had getting. I'd say you just have to wait to see if support gets broken. If support doesn't get broken, well, then you and I were just nervous Nellies. But, hey, look, have a great weekend, Ray. Good to talk to you. We're about to go to a hard break, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon, and best of luck on those trades. Have a good weekend.
Rhodes, you bet. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get the competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. The phone lines are open. The emails line is open as well out there. Currently, you've got the Dow off 44. S&P is up 5. NASDAQ 100 down 4 points. So let's take a look at what's really gone on intraday out here. Not much, right? Price pulled back a bit. That was expected. Why was it expected? Well, it was expected because on the 30-minute time frame chart for the ES-mini was forming a TD9 count. That has been the high for the day. It was the bar following bar number 9. All that did was generate a move back to support. It's that breakout level, 3198.50. There's no way, I keep telling folks, there's no way anybody would have picked out 3198.50 as the support area. People might have looked back at the swing point out there. The swing point was really never tested yet. Price got into it. Instead, learn your nines out there, the TD9 count. Extraordinary tool for helping you to understand objectively support and resistance out here. And will help you to answer, hey, what are the markets doing? And what are they not doing out here? What they're not doing is they haven't broken through any key levels of support. So the number to be watching today on any move lower, not saying that there's going to be a move lower, but if there is, the level you'd be watching is 3198.50 to the downside. To the upside, it's going to be 3222. That's your resistance level inside of the S&P 500, the ES-mini. It is the ES-mini, in Stevie's opinion now, that is driving the market. Well, how can you say that, Steve, when you don't like to give your opinion? You just like to be the narrator of the charts out here. Well, it's because that the opinion is because what other tops formed inside the equity futures contracts for their 30-minute time frame chart? Well, we'll find out here. It was just the ES-mini. That's why I say it is driving the market out here, and that's why you want to pay attention to it. Now, the NQ sold off just as the ES-mini and the Dow and the Russell 2000 did, but they all did the same thing. What was the same thing? The same thing was just simply pulling back to the breakout level of support, 10,565.50. Look, I don't get. There's no way. This one is humanly impossible for somebody to tell me they would have chosen 10,565.50 as a level of support inside of the NQ. There's just no way that was chosen. And I didn't choose it. The chart chose it. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of using these tools out here. It turns subjectiveness into objectiveness. Yes, you've got to make the decision when price comes back to support or up to resistance. What are you going to do? But you should already know that ahead of time. out there, and there's all kinds of options that you can implore, that you can use in order to manage that trade that you might be in. Here's the Dow as an example. I know this would help each of you, especially those that are intraday traders. It actually doesn't really matter. Let's just say you're new to technical analysis. You want to learn how to trade. You want to learn these tools out here. Well, here's the beauty of the short-term time frame charts. Everything you and I do for a daily or a weekly or a monthly or any time frame works for the short-term time frame charts as well. So 26,545. That's the breakout level inside of the Dow out here. Didn't generate a topping pattern. Was not a TD9 count top out here. So the Dow is one that's closest and is the weakest today out here. Of the, you don't need me to tell you that. So watch 26,545. Two closes below that on a daily basis. Maybe the Dow goes ahead and drags things back. But right now, support is held, and that's what you need to know. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, again, don't mean to bore you, but it is helpful to take a look at this, I believe. Look at the Russell 2000. Where did price pull back to? Its breakout level, 1460, and I think that says 10. Whether it says it or not doesn't matter out here. So that's the key level of support, and that's what's going on. We've got really a narrow range day. It is summertime. It is July 17th, the last time I checked. At about 1:56, Stevie will have the bathing suit back on and back on the beach out there. It is, after all, summertime out here. And so that's why we've got kind of this light volume-ish day out here. So that's what's going on with regard to the general markets. They're really still set up. Well, let's go see how they're really set up. What's the New York Stock Exchange doing? Advanced decline oscillator? Still above zero. When it's above zero, that is panel number 2 on my chart out here. That's bullish for the markets. The 50-day exponential moving average and the spot volatility index, well, that is below the 50-day, which is at 31.33. So that is bullish for the markets. And the S&P 500, the S-mini, I should say, is up above the top of its daily profile. Somebody might ask me, well, what's going on from a market breadth standpoint? And I'd say, that's a good question. I don't know. Let's go find out. Let's go see what market breadth is. If we take a look at the market breadth here, well, that's for all of the ETFs. Not that we can't do that, but let's look at the general markets. Here's the S&P 500, bullish 60, bullish 240, bullish daily, bullish weekly out there. And that's really the message that was coming from us when we looked at the S&P 500 and price trade above Stevie's green line out there. Still valid topping pattern, but where you want to sell into the market is closer to resistance, and I just don't think we're there just yet inside the S&P 500. Inside the NASDAQ, what do we got? We have bullish for the weekly, the daily, the 240, and the 60-minute time frame out there. So all the conditions are really set here for markets to continue to drift higher on a Friday in the summertime out here. And those price targets, well, the only new price target we really have is inside the Dow bearish structured profile, and that would be 26,886 out here. In the NQ, by the way, the top of its profile of resistance is 10,862. So what else do we want to go look at, folks? Let's go take a look at some of the metals out here. Let's go take a look at silver, see if we can update, what we discussed yesterday in silver. We can go take a look at basically every commodity that you would like. But let's first start out here and take a look at silver. So what do we know about silver? Not much. Let me pull over my other charts here so we can actually look at the daily chart, and I can show you what's going on in silver. Well, here on a short-term time frame, let me tell you what's going on, and then we'll go jump back and take a look at the daily. In the case of silver, here's what we know. Well, we're trying to open up the chart. So on this chart here, you can see that silver on a 30-minute basis bottomed. Give me a second to get my cursor. Right out here, 2,200 hours with letter number G. Letter number G is wave number 7. Courtesy of the Chapman wave toolbox out there. Oftentimes that can identify a top or a bottom. In this case here, turns out it was a bottom. Then what happens? Well, price at about 7 o'clock this morning closed above all of its opening range levels. These are the solid black, red, and blue lines that you would see on my screen. Once you clear the opening ranges, all opening ranges, that is U.S., China, or Asia, I should say, and Europe out there, it says, hey, I have just cleared all kinds of, just picture yourself driving, and maybe you drive and you come across an area where there's always traffic. Well, in this case here, the traffic today was at 1953, and as soon as price got through there, it said you could floor it, make up some time. and it was flooring it. And where was it headed to? Now, what I shared this with subscribers this morning, and our price target on the move higher was $19.77. What did it do? It got up to $19.77. That's its 30-minute TD 9-count breakdown level. It got up there, and now it just pulled sideways. It's moved back just a bit, but that's what it's doing. That's what these tools can do for you. You tell me if that's worth its shekels in silver to go learn this tool. Learn it, folks. Just subscribe to Mastering Probability. I don't care if you only subscribe to the service for 29 days. That's a decision that you have to make, but not to go learn these tools. And you're listening to the show out here, it doesn't make sense. Learn this tool. We get to watch it, repeat. This is like, how does it go? Rinse, wash, dry, repeat the whole thing. That's all that you and I are doing out here. These are the exact same tools. The exact same tools that led to that number one and number two by 4 S&P points for 2019. Remember, 2006, I knew nothing about technical analysis, and I can teach you in a lot shorter period of time. We'll be right back, folks.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive.
We take it every morning. Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So for Bob in Spokane, we're going to take a look at U.S. Steel. Ticker symbol is X out here. So, Bob, we've got price trading above the top of its daily profile, so that looks pretty good. That has a shift over into the weekly. We can see that price is trading within its weekly profile, $7.15 being support, $8 being where both buyers and sellers reside. We can see that level was hit so far this week and rejected, and then your sellers are sitting at $8.84. On the monthly time frame, you've got a nice bullish structured profile. Price just sitting right at the center of that profile level. That profile level, by the way, the bottom is 554. The center, 753. We're at 776 right now, and the top is at 1352. So how do we say this? Everything looks pretty good. No levels of support. Price is trading above all levels of support inside of U.S. Steel. But why did it stop where it stopped? I don't know the answer to that. But let's go try and figure that out for Bob. So what do we know? Well, we know that at $8.48, not only was a gap to the downside, that gap to the downside set out the breakdown level out here. So it continued to break down, generated that TD9 count pattern out here. So 848 is going to be a key number for price to overcome. Price is pulling back. Maybe it's just going to be a retest of Stevie's red line in the 751 area. At least that's the message for the daily time frame. If we take a look at the weekly chart out here and we populate this, what's this telling us? You can see the TD9 count top. That has pushed price back to Stevie's red line. It did that last week. So that test should be over and done with, and price is above the bottom of that profile out there. So looking to me like this wants to head up to the 884 level out there. Now, first, it may pull back to 751. Again, each time frame, Bob is going to give us a little bit different scenario. And if we take a look at the monthly, this is where it's all at. This is where the whole kit and the caboodle rests. You can see that price has been below Stevie's green and red line for over a year. And that is U.S. Steel. And you're trading basically right into it right about right now. It's probably like about, let's just call it 790 out here. But Stevie's red line, that's the number that price needs to get above and close above to really tell you there's a change in trend in U.S. Steel. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. And I'll look forward to seeing you on a marvelous Monday. Be safe out there. Take care.